I don't know what time of day it is, actually, to be honest. I forgot. But we just got a bunch of stuff done because I was helping. My mom came over to help me out. Now, my mom does not like to be on video camera, so we didn't take video of a lot of it. Now, one of the things that I did do though is I bought mums earlier this fall, and I always buy them before they flower, because if they flower, they don't have much longer to go. And I bought these before they flowered everything. However, they flowered the very next day, which is kind of frustrating. So it looks like they died. But what I did is, this is a stump from an old tree that we took down. We cleaned this whole area up and I planted the mums in there. Now, I did end up buying 2 more for our front porch. And those 2, once the season is over with, those are gonna get planted in here as well. But now, I am going to, even though I still need to weed in this garden, I'm going to work on trimming that tree, that lilac tree, and try to get it more into a ball shape. So, let's see how this goes. One more thing that we were able to do, and again, no video footage of this just because it was with my mom and she doesn't like to be on video camera, is we got all the trim up on the ceiling, around the edges, and even, whoop, hold on, and even down here. Just now, touch-up paint and caulking, and this tub, this bathroom will be done tonight. I am actually going to get started on painting all of those cabinet window doors, and it's almost done. It's almost done. Officially done. I couldn't be more excited. And then on to the next room, which is already getting started, by the way. That is going to be getting started also this weekend as I have time. So much progress. So much progress. It looks so much cleaner, so much more finished. Just needs a good scrub down and we'll be all set. Today it is Sunday today. So yesterday I told you about everything we did inside because my mom was with me. She doesn't like to be videoed, which, if, like I said, it's fine. But today we are going to attempt to get as much done back here as we possibly can before it gets too cold. So we got the tomato plants in this section taken up. We have one little itty bitty marigold that managed to survive through everything. But we're gonna work on getting the rest of the tomatoes around the edge of the garden cleaned up. We also have a harvest of pinto beans that I think is ready. They're all dried. And then we're also going to possibly, if we can get it done, cut down a bunch of those trees there. So we shall see what we're doing, see how far we can get, so we can start building the garden back here, building the pollinator garden that wraps around the entire garden, and also building the medicinal herbs / pollinator garden here. Yeah, we're gonna see how far we get. So you may be wondering why, instead of pulling these plants out at the root, I'm cutting them off. The reason for that is by pulling them at the root, you actually destroy or damage the microbiome below the surface. So by leaving the roots intact, those will decompose and keep feeding all of the organisms down below, which will, in essence, make a healthier soil. So that's why we are doing it this way. Now, I am pulling the mint and stuff at the root just because the mint spreads so bad that I'm trying to kind of control that. But the tomatoes, their root system goes down so deep that it's actually beneficial to leave those in. The root system of mint and most weeds stays right near the surface, so it's not going to do too much damage. So that's another thing. I have a question for everybody. So we have yucca cactus, I guess you would call it. It's yucca. We have it growing here, and I have ripped out the roots I don't know how many times. I have about 15 different plants spread around this garden in random places just because it was a giant clump right here. I mean, it came up to like way up here. It took up at least a good 5 foot by 5 foot section here. So we were just thinning it out, and I was hoping I got it all. Clearly, I didn't. But I've heard the stalk of what the flower comes on is edible. Does anybody know if that's accurate? Does anybody know if there's any parts to it that are edible? Because if there are, I'm gonna take advantage of it. So, let me know. So I can say, without a doubt, there is one benefit to having mint growing wild in your garden. Definitely makes it a great place to work in regards to smells. Now, I am not trying to pull all of this yucca up. I am just trying to keep it under control. So, it is a very pretty plant to have in your garden, but ours definitely gets out of control very quickly. So I think I've come up with a plan for what I want to do in the garden for next year. Something that's going to start a process of healing the soil in this garden and helping the next owners. Because I don't know if we're still going to be in this house next year or not, but I want to be prepared and I want to get it started now. I think what we should do is do a style, it's called Back to Eden style. And supposedly it's very low maintenance. You use wood mulch, but it's such a small chopped up wood mulch that it does compost down really quickly, and it's supposed to be super healthy for the soil. So I think I'm going to be doing more research on that this winter, but the first thing we're going to do is at the end of this month, you will be joining us as we wood chip down a bunch of the trees in our backwoods and stuff, and we're going to use all of that wood mulch in this garden and in our medicinal herb garden behind me. So let's see how far we can get to getting this ground cleared up, and I am going to test the soil one more time, so you guys are going to be joining me on that too, because this soil is still needing a lot of work. So I am moving around my garden a little bit more than I normally would, just because I get bored doing the same task over and over again. And to be honest, I noticed there were quite a few beans that need to be harvested, and a lot of them are in this patch, which right now is filled with weeds. So we are going to start tearing this patch down so I can get to the beans that need to be harvested.
What you doing? What are we doing, baby girls?
You realize you're taller than the other ones that are in here, and yet you acting so scared. You're bigger. No, not bigger than you. No, you four are the big ones.
Hi, Boo. Hi. Hi. Hi, Chicky. What you doing?
Is Ann giving you yummy foods? Yeah, you getting yummy greens?
Is that how
Corn
it
stalks.
goes?
What?
And corn stalks.
Yeah, Chew, you're not supposed to have that ball, though. That's one of my lacrosse balls.
Somebody, you are not allowed in the garden, mister.
But my ball, Mama, my ball fell in there.
No. Go. You are not allowed in this garden. Our soil is slowly getting more acidic.
Yeah.
I still need to do the actual test that I like, but off of just the simple one.
Rescue Pokemon. Oh. Okay.
Off of the one that you stick in the ground.
Uh-huh.
It's not off the charts anymore.
It's at least readable at this point.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can keep up to date on what is happening at ZB Farms.